Hello and welcome everyone. My name is Halim Musada. I'm a full stack instructor here in SHA. SHA is a NGO with a goal of making education accessible for everyone. So in SHA, we offer three different career tracks. We have the full stack, the blockchain, which is the new career track that we have, and we have also the AWS restart. SHA provides those goals for anyone who wants to join the development world, and we want to help everyone to have access to our education courses. So we do also those events to make everyone know what is web development. So we have always several events with several topics for the ones who are outsider from SHA to just have a glimpse of what we have here or what we are helping people to become, and for our students also to improve and learn new stuff that we don't provide here. So today we have our guest, Nishant Gohel, I think I'm pronouncing that right, which will be introducing us to software testing. So thank you for that, Nishant. And I want to welcome everyone here for the spectators. I'm sorry if I'm destroying your names. Welcome Ashmet, Ashtar, George, Gulumi, Ibrahim, John, Leon, Lisa, Martin, Mohammed, Tavalli, Mohammed Ali, Navir, second, Neil, Panayotis, Panos, Peggy, Pierre, Samir, Vasilios, Vasiliki, Zakaria, and another name that I can't read because it's not English. So welcome everyone, and I pass the ball to Nishant to introduce himself and start with the topic. Just a small note that any questions that you have, you can just write it down in the Q&A, and Nishant will answer all of the questions by the end of the event. Nishant, the floor is yours.
Great. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you everyone for joining here. How are you all? Doing well? Great. So today we are going to discuss on how to kickstart career with software testing, introduction about the software testing. Let me start from a bit about myself. I'm Nishant Gohel. I work as a software test engineer, and I have around 7+ years of experience in industry. I work on pretty much on multiple technologies, functional testing, automation, backend infra. I'm taking care of web automation and all these things. And apart from day-to-day activities, I'm building a Fundu testers where I'll upload tutorials on software testing. I'll create memes and so many contents I'm creating. So before wasting much time, let's move forward. So agenda of this is we are going to discuss what is a software testing, how to start career in a software testing, important key areas of the software testing field, values of the software testing that we are adding to the company and bringing values on table. Difference between the software testing and the development field, because both these two are going parallelly. So let's start, or let's understand first SDLC, or end-to-end software engineering process. So let's say someone has to start working on any product, or someone wants to build a product. So first and foremost thing, they will come up with the requirement, they will design the software, they will understand what are the things they are going to build for an end user. As a generic example, let's say guests are coming to our home and we want to serve a food or some welcome drinks. Then basically we are trying to understand who is coming in, what they will like. Based on their likes and dislikes, we are going to prepare a food, and from someone from our family who prepares the food, they're definitely going to taste the food, and later on we are going to serve. So similar way in a software industry as well, process will start from the requirement and planning. Let's say some company has to build a product, they will define all the requirements, what they are going to build, and what are the problems they are going to solve. So basically they will come up with the requirement. Later on it will go with the design phase. Once the requirement is ready, everything is freezed, they will decide they are going to build a web application, mobile application, or some other type of application. They will create a design, and later on development stage will start, where development team will build a product and test. Later on it will be a testing and maintenance. So here why I am showing the engineering process or SDLC, because there is a dedicated stage for a software testing, which means software testing has much more value, and it is a very powerful field in a software engineering ecosystem. So first of all, what is a tester's job? Ironically, we can say we are just criticizing developers. Whatever they are doing, we are saying, bro, you did wrong. This is not correct. Right? But the software tester's job is a much more vast. What they basically do, they are going to test software against the requirement. Whatever developer has built, they are going to test based on the requirement, and they will make sure that whatever software developer has developed, that is correct and working as expected. And apart from the just not a requirement, but testers trying to understand the user scenario, they will try to look at the user experience based on 360-degree. They are going to provide a feedback and adding values to the product. So basically this is the end-to-end job of a software testers. And here there are some key areas. So if someone is going to work on a software engineering, so here pretty much it starts from the design, and later on they are going to build something. It is like a mobile apps, can be iOS applications or Android applications. It can be web applications, Windows applications, or Mac applications, and backend infra. So nowadays we all are using the application somehow. We do have mobile phones, we are using application on the machines like laptop, computers. So basically every application talks with the backend infra, means they are talking with the internet. We are getting some response from the internet. There should be something. It is not like a magic, but there will be a cloud or a back microservices running, APIs calls will happen. So these all the things are being built by the development, and testers are going to test each and everything to make sure that everything's are in place. So basically, based on this, key area should be, if someone wants to start career in a software testing, so it has to go through first functional testing or manual testing. They have to understand what is a core testing, how someone can start working on a software testing, what are the things they have to do, how they have to write a test cases. If there are bugs, then how they can raise the bugs. So I would say functional testing or manual testing is a core area of a software testing field. For example, let's say this is the page of a LinkedIn, and I have to test the LinkedIn. So it is not like that there are just two fields and I am going to add some value. So there are number of things here. Someone can write 50 test cases, or hundreds ways they can test this simple just two bloody box, and come up with the test cases. So how? So they have to basically design the test cases based on the test design techniques. There are some negative values, positive values. They have to, tester has to make sure that whatever things we are going to test, because user, end of the day, user are going to use the application and they don't have instruction. Like if we use Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp day to day, we are doing whatever we wanted to do, but software has to behave according to the user. So we have to understand why the login functionality is there and how we can make it better and better to make a more useful and functional application. and make sure whatever the things we are going to test shouldn't have performance issue or shouldn't have security glitch. Otherwise we cannot build a trust on users and they will move away from the application. So this is the fundamental area of a software testing, and later on if someone is starting a career in software testing, they have to learn fundamentals, they have to understand the process, work with the industry, work in a company, and understand what is going on. And later on there are some other area as well, so which is like a test automation, performance testing, security testing, backend infra testing, UI UX testing. So here basically how someone can choose, that is a big question mark, and all area are a big area. It is not like that someone should know each and everything. Someone can comfortable with test automation, that is perfectly fine. Someone is comfortable with securities, that is perfectly fine. But how, as a tester, how can I understand which area should I move? It can be depend on the market trends, it can be depend on the salary, but major matter is if I have an interest, then only I should choose particular area. So for example, let's say someone is starting working in a software industry, and understanding how things happen in an industry and how tester works. Basically they have to reach out to the different people on a social media or a company, look out the market trends, and build interest, and based on that has to take a call, should I go with a test automation or should I go with a performance testing. If they will like a performance testing, then definitely they should move with the performance testing. If they will like test automation, definitely they have to move with a test automation. But here whatever the things we are going to choose, let's say I'm choosing a test automation, so it will go with all these things. Mobile application testing, well, let's say Android or iOS, there can be a test automation. For this web application, yes, can be automated. Windows app, Mac apps, even backend infra, so everything can be automated. So even again with all these things, one combination will go. If I'm going to choose a performance testing, I have to choose a mobile applications or a web applications or backend infra. So it can be like a combination. It won't be a standalone things. I'm doing a test automation, I don't know what to do next. Later on, tester has to focus on a core technology. So what is a core technology for a tester? Let's say I'm comfortable with first and foremost thing is a functional testing or manual testing. That is a core part of a testing methodology. For example, if someone developing a application, so development fundamental, coding principle, coding standards will go as a core fundamental of a developer. Similar way for a tester, testing methodology, how can come up with the test cases, how to raise a bugs, and all these things will go as a fundamental. So first is a mandatory, later on we have to choose one thing, let's say test automation. So test automation can be a core technology, but again on a uh, test automation, which technology we are going to work. So for writing automation script, we have to choose any programming language. So if I'm comfortable with Java or a Python or a JavaScript, so Java can be my core technology. So here for a combination for this person can be a functional testing plus Java. If someone likes Python, then it can be a Python plus testing fundamentals. So it will go like that. And here are some basic roadmaps. So for example, let's say someone wants to start a career in a software testing. So initially they have to definitely learn software testing fundamental, and later on they have to choose a programming language. So according to what are the things they are going to work, mobile application or web application or Windows application. Let's say they are going to work on a mobile application. So basically there are some tools available for mobile application like APM. So APM supports few programming language, let's say Python or Java. If someone is going with a web application, so there are chances that someone has to learn Java or JavaScript or Python. So based on that, need to take a call. If I'm going to work on a web application, I can select a Java. So Java can be a programming language. Later on, we have to explore tools and libraries. So this will again dependent on a programming language. If I'm comfortable with Java, then I have to just explore libraries or tools related to Java only. It is not like that I like a Java, but tools wise I like a Cypress. That combination doesn't work out. So definitely it has to be Selenium or something else should work with a Java and later on a execution tool. So if someone is choosing Java, then the Cucumber or TestNG combination will go along with a execution tool. Apart from a develop the test data. To manage a test data, we are working with a huge application, will be a huge data. So we are storing data into a Excel files, JSON files, YAML file. So as a tester, need to understand how we can write a data, how we can manipulate data, how we can read the data, and how we can reuse the data from different file system. Apart from reporting functionality, at the end of the day, once execution is done, then we have to share a report with the stakeholders, management teams, leads. So it should be a meaningful. It is not like that logs, someone will come to the console and will see the logs throughout the day and will figure it out what are the things are happening. So it shouldn't be like that. Someone has to understand the reporting functionality. It can be LU report or extent report, or if we have a keen area about learning and have more knowledge on technology and tools, we can go with some beautiful report can be built on HTML or CSS, CI tools, code repository, and last thing will be a framework building. So these all things will take a time. It is not like that we can do all these things in a month or maybe 3 months or a quarter or 6 months. It will take a years of a time, maybe 3 years or 4 years. One by one, we can learn one thing. And how it goes basically for let's say for someone has 2 years of experience in software testing, so company will not accept you to build a framework or write a high level coding or build a utilities. It can be a basic scripting and just getting a right XPath and mapping with the script. So it can be easy thing. If someone grab after grabbing a experience of 3 or 4 years, maybe we reach out to mid level, and there we can take a call which tool or which library we can identify and use. And end of the day, let's say we have 7 to 8 years of experience. That time we should know in and out of everything. We should be expert in particular area. So let's say we are choosing a test automation or performance testing, it should be a expert. There is a no choice of in between, and have to deliver the things, have to take ownership of a module or a project, and have to deliver stuff on time. Here are some expensive mistakes. So usually what testers make, misleading from the core area. As I said, there are core area, we have to choose one component, but sometimes we will lose the interest from one technology and we'll try to move on another technology, or market trends change. Maybe sometimes will not get interview calls, or maybe we have to compromise with the salary. But by that time we should not give up with particular expertise. If you are expert in particular area, there should be a downfall. And so it is not like that we have to change core expertise and move to the other area. And the next one is trying to learn everything at a time. Many are trying that there are lots of tools available, lots of technology available, we'll learn everything, we'll do this thing, we'll do that thing. So it is not like that. If I know one tool or one technology, I have to be an expert in particular area. Otherwise I cannot add value to something. If I have to add value and I have to deliver work with quality, then definitely I have to be an expert. And if someone can feel I am pretty much comfortable with this one particular technology, then definitely it is feel free to move to the another area, performance testing or security testing. Or if someone is comfortable with Java pretty much and know all this stuff, then definitely they can explore another programming language. So it can be acceptable, but it is not like that. If I am working 2 years on a Python, 2 years security testing, after 7 to 8 years, if we have to take ownership, we won't be able to do that. So it can be an expensive mistake. Definitely everyone has to avoid, even developer also has to avoid such mistakes. Now the things is what are the values as a tester we are going to bring on a table, and importance of a software testing. So first thing, we are definitely helps in saving money. How we can help? Basically, let's say there are two applications like a payment gateway or e-wallet. We are sending money to my friends, and there are two A application and B application. A application is taking let's say 2 minute time to make one transaction and has 7 to 8 screens and have to tap on multiple functionality to get transaction done. And there is another application called B application, which takes only 30 seconds and has only 2 or 3 screens and can be done transaction very rapidly. So definitely, end of the day, what user thinks, this B application is a pretty faster and quicker, can be easily useful, and we can send money to someone easily. So definitely they will move to the B application, and A will lose business. They will start losing the business. Customer will move towards the B application. So this kind of comparison or observations we have to come up with, and ideology we have to implement on a product, and somehow we can make a product better. Next is security. So nowadays everything on digital platform, uh, pretty much we are doing everything on internet, sending money, healthcare related application, medical application. We are booking doctors on a software. So let's say I'm sending money to my friend, $100, and I have some I, I don't have some good feelings. I feel some risk and my money will be stolen or something. So if there are some security concern or user is not comfortable, end user, then definitely they will lose interest. So security also, tester can improve the security apart from the quality of a product. As I said, there are different competitors are there in the market. There are different companies are working on the same domain, same functionality. But why? You are building a product, you are developing a product, you are testing a product. Why someone will use your product? You have to ask yourself, you have to ask your product, you are doing good or not. Satisfaction of the customer, as I said, if customer is not happy, they are not going to use the product. If they are ordering something, let's say you are building a food delivery applications and showing a delivery time 30 minutes, but every time you are taking 1 hour to deliver the food or 45 minutes to deliver food, you are not sticking on a time, you are not showing what exactly they are serving. You are maybe showing invalid recipes, or there can be some conflict. So the application cannot build a satisfaction with customer, so they will move away from the product. So this is what tester can build. They can improve application day by day, enhancing the development process. We can, as a tester, we can help a development team. How we can help? Let's say there are a couple of bugs are there, open bugs, and we can provide the proper test estimation why that particular module is not working, what are the issues are there, or they need a proper input, they need a test data, or they need a test cases. So while they are developing the things, by that time we can provide the stuff to the development team, and we can speed up the development activity. Like that we can enhance the development process, and end-to-end process we can enhance. And definitely we are improving the performance of a software. Basically during the performance testings, what happens, let's say we are 100 employees in a company and we are using the application, it is working pretty fine during the in-house testing, but we don't know how many end users are going to use the application. Let's say can be thousands or millions of the users will going to use the application. So based on that, we have to test application. If let's say I'm on a LinkedIn screen, and at the same time millions of people are going to do the sign in on a LinkedIn, and maybe sometimes they will get an error, then they will definitely distract from the application. They will start working on a different similar platform, or they will move away from the platform for sometimes. So definitely performance is a key area for software testers, and they are adding value in this area as well. And developer versus a tester. So if someone is going to start a career in a software testing, definitely somehow uh, they thought about a development field or a testing field. So how testing or development field can be different? So basically, developer will start from the day one. Developer has to start with the coding. They are going to build the application. So if someone is coming from an IT background or a software in the maybe computer science background, they will come. They should be comfortable with coding and they can start career as a software development. But what happens? There are many people who are coming from a non-IT background, BSc or some other non-IT backgrounds. They are coming and they don't know how to write a code, or initially it will take a time to learn coding. But as a tester, if someone is starting a career with a testing field, so they don't have to do the coding initially. There are some other activities and can easily learn to the first job. So this is the one point. If someone is coming from a non-IT background, and then definitely they can easily kickstart their career with a tester compared to the development. But again, time goes, they gain the experience. It is not like that test. If I'm coming with with that mindset that I don't have to write a code, then that is a myth. End of the day, tester and developer both are writing a code. So end of the day, both should be comfortable with the coding. And one more thing is that, so if experience grows, let's say 10 years experience developer and 10-year experience tester, so by that time that bridge, initially bridge, their gap is more, but whenever experience grows, then line will be a thinner. So can be role will be merging. So it can be tester will doing so many things. They are some I have seen many testers are developing APIs or building they're writing HTML and CSS and building a front-end application. So it is not like that sticking to the one area, or tester doesn't write a code. And as a tester, we can learn many things from developer as well. They are from initial stage, they are writing a code, they will do all this stuff, and they have more knowledge compared to the tester in a coding wise at initial stage. So definitely we can collaborate with the development team, and we can learn how they will debug the things. If issue is happening on a build, then how they are investigating, how they are fixing, how they are coming with the approach. So this is how we can learn, and with development. And there's a major difference between the developer and tester. But salary wise, again, it depends on a company to company, which company you're working on, what are the standards of your company, how much they are paying. It is not like that developer always learn more. There are many companies who are paying pretty much decent salary to testers as well. And at last, some personal skill testers should have. First of all, say it loud. Why I would say it loud? Because business team, at initially I have shown the SDLC process. Business team will come up with a requirement, and they are creating some basic flows, and providing the validations. Based on that, developer team will build the application. But what tester team will do? Tester team testing applications according to the business, according to the whatever the developer has developed. But with that mindset that user are going to use the applications, so how user will be using the application. So they have to think about the business or development team as well as for an end user, and in a 360-degree they are going to add value. So they should be pretty confident to say that this requirement is invalid, or whatever developer has developed, this is not correct. As per the user, it shouldn't work like that. So they should be pretty confident, and they should say everything in loud, and they should prove their existence. And active listeners, because testers are dealing with many things. So should be active listeners, because what happens, business team will come up with the requirement, it will go to the development team, and from development team it is reaching to the testing team. So maybe some communications gap will be always there. So whatever developers are saying or whatever information we are getting, we have to grab the all the information. We have to understand all the things and how it should work. We have to move out from the assumption while testing the application, and we have to understand what can be the user from who are developing the application, who are going to use the application. For example, let's say if we'll take an example of WhatsApp. So everyone is using a WhatsApp. Engineers, as engineers, we are using a WhatsApp. Doctors are using WhatsApp. Local vendors like vegetable vendors or fruit vendors are also using a WhatsApp. So it's, if we are building application for everyone, then it should be pretty easier. Everyone should able to understand the product, how it should work and how they can use the product. But if we are developing a product for dedicated people, then definitely it will be a complex, like a banking application. We will have a product document, how product will work, all these things will be there. So we have to understand all these things, and based on that we have to test the product and pay attention to the detail. As I said, there shouldn't be a communication gap or any requirement issue. If we don't have proper understanding, reach out to someone, management team, dev team, business team, and try to get work done. So with this, I'm wrapping my webinar, and feel free to reach out to me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I'm available on Fundu Testers, and you can definitely reach out to me and Nishant. So I hope everyone has liked, and I'm good to take questions.
Thank you very much, Nishant, for this presentation. It was very, very helpful. So we have several questions that we had. Right, so the first question is from Zakaria. He said, is it good to learn all areas?
No, it is not good to learn at initial stage. Learn one by one. If you feel you have a good experience in things, then definitely move forward, but be an expert. If you know pretty much about one stuff, then definitely move forward. So take a call one by one, not at a time, everything.
Thank you very much. So the second question is from Leon. He's asking, is the software tester job opportunity for young people? So if I'm already 43 years old and I need a job, I would probably have to pass on this because I won't be ready for a job position when I am 47 years old. He's asking,
yeah, good question. So it is not like that. It is for young people. Country to country matters. So I am from India, and as per the Indian market, so there is a huge competition for jobs, and they are preferring fresh graduates. But I have seen many cases that people are coming from a different backgrounds, like they have started career with they completed graduation in a mechanical or some other branch. They do the jobs like 10 years or 15 years, and later on they are moving to the software testing or software engineering. So yeah, definitely we can get a opportunity and there are jobs, but can be a little compromise with the salary at initial stage.
Thank you. Right. So the next question is also from Zakaria. So he's asking, you will learn cybersecurity as software testing?
Cyber security is a part, we can say it is a part of a software testing, or we can say it is altogether different field. But if you are keen to learn about the cyber security, you have to understand the principle, and it is altogether different field, and there are different set of people. Basically, as per my experience, what I have seen is there are companies or agencies who do specifically cyber security, and normal companies, they will make it a client, they will call that particular company for some times, and they will do one round of a security testing or period of time, let's say 6 months, but throughout the time they will not hire a security team, because security testing is a pretty expensive. Even testers are getting huge money. So if you have interest, definitely learn and get it started.
Thank you. Okay, so the next question If I'm a JavaScript developer, can I use JavaScript tool to test my web apps?
Yes, there are certain tools available for JavaScript. So, like Cypress is there, Playwright, new tool, Mocha, Jasmine frameworks are available. So, yeah, using that, we can write a script and we can get web automation done.
Okay, next question. Do I need to learn UX UI before I start learning software testing?
Not like that, but basically whatever we are going to test, let's say we are testing on a web application or a mobile application, so there will be a little approach will change. So for example, let's say I'm working on an Android application, so few tools will change. I have to understand the tools like Android Studio, how can I capture the logs, and how the text will work in an Android application versus iOS application versus a web application. If some there are, let's say, some failures are there on a web application, then I have to go to the dev console and have to get things done. I have to check the logs and all these things. Similar way the things happen with a mobile application, then I have to basically go to the Android Studio. If iOS, then I have to connect with the Xcode or something like that, and I have to get the logs. So it is not like that need to learn UX or UI, but should have, yeah, basic understanding to start with the software testing.
Thank you. Right, next question. What kind of salary or fee does a software developer should get for a job position like that to an entry level?
Entry level, it's a tough
Money
question, but
talk.
yeah, area to area it will change. Greece, it can, I don't have much idea, but in India they will get pretty much salary at initial stage. What I would say, someone can survive. So survival salary, definitely someone can get it anywhere in the earth, but there is no upper limit. So after 5 years or 10 years, they will make tons of money.
Okay. So let's move on to the next question. Can I do this full remotely or does it need a real presence?
Full remote job, I am seeing during the COVID time or past COVID area, remote job has started and it's a booming. People are working on a different country and sitting on India, working from UK client or USA clients. So remote job is good. Okay, even we can get a good money, but there can be a less security chance according to the job wise. Can be short period of a job like a 6 month or a 1 year contract, and later on we need to find a new job. So at some stage we can do, but yeah, am I have more thought process or good feelings for a full-time job compared to the remote.
Okay. Next question. Do I need a certificate or degree of studies?
Certification or degree of study. So I would say basic will work. Basic degree or certification is not required to start into a software testing. And nowadays, I have observed on social media as well as the trends are changing. They are focusing on a skills end of the day, not a degree much.
Yeah, basically like web development.
Yeah.
All right. So next question. Can you explain us when something needs automation testing and when something needs manual testing?
Okay, so this is a good question. What I would say, let's say, as I said, for a login things, we have to test the application for multiple times, and there can be number of a test cases, tons of a test cases. So what testers do every time, they will type manually one email ID, second email ID, third email ID, and they will observe what are the things are going to happen. So that is called a manual testing. Now, what is a test automation? We are writing a script and script will do everything for us. Now, where manual testing is needed, where application is not stable, or there are some technology challenges or some area cannot be automated, by that time we have to do the manual testing. But let's say major repeat work is there. On every build we have to do the same thing and pretty much repeated the things. By that time we can go with the automation, we can write a script and we can get things done rapidly.
Okay, thank you. Next up, we have mostly applications are built based on customers' demand and easy to use. I think the question is mostly applications.
Yes, so there are application can be SaaS products, B2B product, B2C products. So like that applications are being built. It is for an end user. For example, Facebook, WhatsApp, those applications are for an end user. There are some dedicated applications. Those are for security or military forces. They are going to use only particular application. Will be pretty much secure and can be a complicated. Apart from banking applications, only bank employees are going to use the application. So it is not like that every applications are built for a end user. It depends on which problems application is going to solve, and every application has dedicated users.
Okay, so next up we have, can automation testing replace manual testing?
I'm seeing this since last 5 to 7 years. Exactly no, but if even Rust in at a Rust case these things going to happen, then definitely there will be a transition time, good amount of transition times. So I'll give a good example here. So before Selenium, there will be most powerful tool called QTP. So nowadays only few testers are working on a QTP, almost disappeared in the industry. Most of them are using our latest tools, Selenium and whatnot, but still companies are using a QTP. So yeah, it is not like a quick effect, can take much more time, but no one can predict.
Okay. Next up, from Abbas, yes, from Abbas. Is it better if we test our own app or have other people to do that to get a better use perspective?
So perspective will change people to people, person to person. So basically why they need testers, because I am a content creator. I create a content for social media. I create videos. I will what that is developed by me. So I will ask someone from my family, my wife or my brother. They will review the content and later on I will post to social media. So similar way, developers are developing application, and as a tester, we are testing application. So they have developed with a one mindset. Maybe they will not come up with a few issues or glitches. They seems like it will be good for them, but as a tester, if someone is using the application, they will come up with different approach. Similar way, if users are going to use the same application, they will come up with what are the things they didn't like, so they will come up, they will post on a social media or sometimes on a Play Store, App Store reviews. So definitely different user perspective, we will get a different views, but it won't be a bugs. We cannot say those are issues. Maybe those are dislikes.
Okay, thank you. So the next question is from Facility. Perhaps our website for more information starts basic, because I'm very basic area. Thank you. He's asking, can you help me with a book, perhaps, or a website for more information to start the basics? Because I'm very basic area. Thank you.
Books. There are a couple of books available for software testing, but not a completed one. There are no such standards book written by end authors, but you have to go to the multiple resources like blogs and YouTube videos, and you have to get the things done. Basically, let's say you want to learn exploratory testing, then you have to go to the various resources like maybe you can follow the good testers on social media. You can read a few books, read a few blogs and watch few videos. So like that you have to grab the information from multiple places, but I will share few books I have. I will share with a social hacker team, so maybe they will share with you later on.
Thank you. Right. So next question from Naveen. Hey, I have completed internship in manual test. I planning to Python with Selenium. It is good or not, sir?
It is good. So if you have interest in Python, then definitely it is good. But my first advice will be get a permanent job along with learn Python and Selenium.
Okay, thank you. All right. So this is uh, from Spectator Anonymous. Thank you for giving me a chance to question. Need to know the study part. Okay, good job. Okay, so he's asking about your background or your history of study and how did you achieve your skills?
Did not tell us how this. Okay. So skill will be, as I said, it will be a period of time. As a software engineers, we are a lifetime student of software engineering, and every day we have to learn new stuff. We have to experiment, and we have to implement whatever we have learned. So it is not like that someone is expert, then we will be expert at that level of experience. It can be take less time or it can take more time, but what I would say, start if you are doing certain activities, let's say watching movies on Netflix or spending time on a social media, so cut it down. I'm not saying completely, but somehow just cut down and invest that particular time into a learning. And if you are spending a time on social media, that is good, but do follow good testers, good developers. Somehow try to learn passively or actively, and make a habit of learning. At least spend 1 hour apart from your job on learning. So you will see the drastic changes in 3 to 4 years.
Okay. So the last question by Panos. Is it better to develop my skills in testing or enhance my skills of developing? So to also test and debug some simple stuff.
Yeah, good to have a development skills along with the tester. So basically, end of the day, as a tester, we are writing same level of a code, whatever the libraries they are using. They are working, let's say, working on a Java, and they are using algorithm. So similar algorithm we are using, because whatever they have developed, we are replicating the same thing to generate the data, or somehow we are doing pretty much the same thing. So just a library will be different. Maybe they are using a Spring, and we are using a Selenium. But end of the day, we are writing a code. So if you have interest, then definitely try to learn those areas. And if we have, like as I said, if we know the HTML and CSS, we can create a wonderful test report. Similar way, if you know the let's say API development for a test data, or if you are hosting data on S3, then somehow we can make it more easy testing stuff, and even we can contribute to the development as well. And as I said, period of the time, line will be a thinner. So after 10 years or 12 years experience, it will be a same developer and tester.
Okay, so we have another extra question from Panos. So do you recommend headless browsers in automation testing?
Headless browsers I have used in one project. Most of the times we do use real browsers, because because what happens, end of the day, we have to test for a cross browser testing or multi-platform testing. We have to make sure that whatever applications we have developed should work on each and every platform and each and every devices. So for that, most of the companies usually prefer to execute on real devices. It can be hosted on a cloud like a Browser Stack or Source Labs, but should have a real browser, browser versions, and real browsers like a Chrome or Mozilla. So there are chances to get more bugs or errors.
Okay, thank you. And I think we have someone raising his hand, Samir, so I'll give him the permission to talk.
Yeah, please.
Samir,
Hey.
your mic is up. Yes.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey,
How
hi.
are you?
Good,
Nice
good.
to meet you. Actually, I'm a new student here in Social Hacker Social Hacker, and will attend this session as soon as possible. Actually, we are job lookers. All our members are job lookers. We need to know what is the best road to follow from the beginning until achieving.
Sorry, until achieving?
Yeah, your mic is off.
I lost you.
Samir, can you hear us?
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Okay, so you were saying until achieving what, sorry?
We are going to achieve a job in the final of this training, as I see. Actually, I need to simplify these roads as this gentleman's advisors. What he can advise us to achieve this job.
Okay.
Okay.
I think, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so I understood your question. So basically, you're looking for a roadmap. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So initial stage, yeah, we'll start a career and get into the first job, and later on, as I said, grab what I would say liking. So if you feel that particular field is for you, particular technology or core technologies, then go ahead with a Java or Python or security or test automation, whatever you feel it is good for you. That is first and foremost thing. So later on, over the period of time, you have to keep adding new and new skills to your bucket, and it should be around to your core technology. So how things happen in an industry? Let's say someone is a fresher. So there should be always someone to guide you how to get your work done. But similar way, you are gaining experience, let's say 2 or 3 years. You are start taking ownership of a small task, and you are delivering a task on a time by your own. But those tasks will be what I would say, it won't be a much complicated, have limited complexity and pretty much easy. But later on, once you will grab the experience, you are going to work on a complex things. And once you have 5 to 6 years experience, you are start providing your thought process into a developing approach. If some company has to start working on something new things, then your approaches or your thought process matters by that time. So over the period of the time, you have to grab expertise. And once you have, let's say in a test automation, you have 7 to 8 years of experience. You are creating a framework for entire product, and those framework can be used by your entire team, or maybe testers who are working under you, let's say 10 people or 15 people or 30 people. So to create a framework, we as a tester, you need to understand design principle, solid design principle, how you can improve the code standards. If you are going to build a framework, then how you can reduce the execution time. Production ready code you have to develop. So over the period of the time, you have to add new and new skills to your bucket. Like that, you can learn and be expert.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Samir. All right, so we have a couple of more questions added to our list. So the question from Palestinian: how can I resolve the problem with data in Selenium? For example, if I test a functionality change password one time, the next login with the account will not log in a flow of end-to-end testing.
Okay, so by that time you have to okay, so you are going to change the password and but ideally for a test automation we'll have a dedicated credential. So dedicated username and password must be there. So it will not change, but there are some scenarios then username and password will change. Then I don't think so. There is a way you have to go through the sign up and all this stuff because even change the password you will not get from the database or anywhere. It will be encrypted or mask the data. So every time you have to create, do the new sign up and you have to create the new password. So best approach is for automation, have a dedicated credentials and test data, and no one should use those particular data.
Okay. And the final question, I think we already answered this, Samir, but it's okay. So it's from Leon. This is a very important question. And I'm asking because our speaker is very experienced. What is the faster way to find a job in a web field? I'm really struggling on finding a job the last 7 years, so I really need your help on this. My knowledge is HTML, CSS, and JavaScript.
Okay, so Leon, I'm not sure from which country you are coming from. Basically, you have to look for the in job portals where which is known in your country. In India, it is Naukri, but LinkedIn is everywhere, globally well known. So basically, how you can do? You can reach out to directly recruiters. Now, questions will be how you can reach out. So let's say there is a job in a X company and it is suitable for your resume. So while building a resume or while sharing a resume, you have to map the keywords, whatever the things they have mentioned with the requirements should be there, same things with your CV as well. But you should not fake it or wrong information. So information has to be correct. That is one part. So there are high chance that your CV gets shortlisted. First thing. Now, second thing is you can reach out to ex company employees on a LinkedIn or a recruiters, and you can have a one dedicated message like, "Hi sir, I'm looking for a job. It would be great if you can refer me for a particular position." Like that, you can have a small write up and send to the maybe 10 people or 20 people of a same organization. Most probably out of those 20 or 15 or 10 people, someone will refer you and your chance will increase to get an interview call.
Okay, thank you, Nishant. And also a small advice, like always keep working on your skills.
Yes,
Like
definitely.
if you have only HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, that's cool. You can find some freelance jobs or something like that. But still, you can learn some other things related to JavaScript. For example, if you have HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, you can easily learn React, for example.
Or
Or learn some backend like Node.js. So it's all part of the JavaScript community, and those skills can help you be closer to get a job. Thank you. I think that was the last question from Leon. Thank you very much again, Nishant. We were very happy to have you here with us in SHA. I don't know if you have any final advice or final words.
thank you to you, and thank you everyone for attending. And final advice, I would say, keep learning and keep doing good.
Okay, thank you again, and thank you everyone for attending our event, and hope to see you in other events. Bye, guys.
Bye.